the student and the teacher, Tahiri Divine. Also find me as TK Divine. If you haven't done so, please make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and you're liking and following me on all my social sites. And subscribe with the notification bell so that you are always notified when a video or live takes place. All right, I wanted to come just briefly to expound on an old video that I had posted on TikTok because the topic is still very relevant today, talking about manifestation and the abundance of manifestation, or manifesting abundance, or the concept of overabundance, right? So just from my own experience, because this is where this is coming from, experience, as we mature in our spiritual walk or in our awareness of self, right, we start to kind of look at some of the quotes or sayings or the way of living that we were doing, right, in our practice that isn't necessarily bad, right, but can be problematic, or you can start to see the problems in it, particularly manifestation, right? In the Christian church, right, from my observation and from my experience, there's a lot of discussion about the overflow or the overabundance, right? My cup runneth over. And in a lot of ways, we have adopted or just transferred that mentality into our non-religious spiritual walk, right? Oh, I'm praying for abundance, or I'm manifesting abundance, excuse me. I'm manifesting overflow, overabundance. I want the abundance. I need more and more and more. And I want us to kind of like deconstruct that. Let's open that up a little bit more and really have a conversation about this idea and understanding of how a lot of times I think I was going to say be a capitalist, because capitalism is always about more and more and more. So maybe it's some of that. But this concept of wanting more, right? And not having the room to receive it. When like back to the quote or saying of my cup runneth over. When you look at it with higher eyes, you see now that's actually wasteful behavior. If you don't have the means on why you are asking for such thing, and what are you going to do with the runneth over, right? So let's go into the self-care quote or tip is like, fill your cup first and then give the overflow to others. Now, if you are practicing in that light, then maybe there's a way to better direct your abundance or the overabundance, because I'm really talking about overabundance here and this manifesting, right? So in the video I was sharing, and just let me just go to my own personal share, I was being drained from my energy because there was so much I was asking for, which wasn't bad things. I wasn't asking for anything that was bad. But what happened is that we don't always have the capacity to sustain what we receive, what we ask for, and what we're receiving. And what can happen is, or what should happen is, with more comes more responsibility. With more comes more tenacity. There's a different structure, a different way of being. There's a level of maturity and responsibility that comes with having more. And that for me was a struggle, because I was asking for so much and I was getting the positions that I wanted. I was getting into relationships that I wanted, and these are friend relationships, these are business relationships, these are like just colleague relationships, getting into all these relationships and not really having the sound understanding of how to sustain and maintain, and two, still having the mentality of where I was at when I asked for it. And what I mean by that is that I'm asking to be a manager, this is an example, but yet I'm still operating as if I'm the sales associate. I still have the mindset of a sales associate, but the title of manager and the expectation to show up as a manager. And so what happened for me, and this is an example, is that skipping steps. because a lot of us want that quantum leap, and I'm all for the quantum leap. Don't play. I'm all for it. Just understand that there has to be an immediate shift of understanding, an immediate shift of information that you're going to have to receive and then apply. Because it's not just about information, it's about application. That's the word I was looking for, application. So when we're manifesting a relationship, what is the application that you are putting in to ensure that you are in a maintenance state? Because it's like, I don't know, lawn care, right? You put the fertilizer down, you do the irrigation, you cut the grass. You know, there's a level of maintenance that is put into having a really nice lawn. And that goes for the things, relationships, people that we are manifesting. There's a level of maturity, responsibility, maintenance that we have to ensure that we are opening ourselves up to and expanding with them. And that's what made me think about, well, again, because I'm using a lot of references from my experiences, the prayer of Jabez in the book of the Bible, right? Well, no, it's not a book in the Bible, but it's in one of the books in the Bible. And that was something that Jabez asked for God. He was asking for God to increase his territory, which really means increases his influence. And a lot of times, or at least again, coming from myself, I don't think it's always the things that we really want. I think it's the influence that we want to have on people and the said things. And that is going to be so important to really know what it is that you're asking for. Because we can ask for things that we or may not be necessarily ready for. How many of us asked for relationships and wasn't really ready to be in a relationship? You know, asked for a level of income and didn't really have the understanding and means of how to manage income. And there's so many other ways. So this is not to say don't ask for more. This is also saying ensure that you are ready to do the work that's required for the more. And also understand that there's always going to be more to learn and more to gain to continue to keep a streamline on what it is that we are bringing into our life, and finding ways to ground ourselves. Because sometimes what happens is that we're going more and we're never taking time to settle in with what we already have. And I'm gonna give an example for myself, like books. I love books, right? And every time I hear about a new book, I want to get it. And then I'll start reading a book, and then I get another book and I read that book, and then I hear about another book, I read that book, and it's like, yo, you haven't even settled in on the information that you've already grasped. So what's the point of getting more if you haven't even grasped what you had beforehand? So it's about taking our time. Time is important. Time is important, and it's important to know that you create your time when you slow down, when you, like, this is Taurus season, so it's the perfect time to really sink into that. Even with the North Node being Taurus, this is really the energy to really sink in and set your foot. What can you settle into? What can you rest in? What can you stand firm within? Not saying that you won't have time or room to do more, but are you able to maximize on what you already have? Somebody's asking for a new car, but are not properly maintaining the current one they have, right? Somebody's asking for, I don't know, more money, but not even being a steward, a good steward at that, with what they currently have. Showing themselves faithful within the little, right? So take that message with you as you are really unpacking for yourself. What does it mean to be in abundance, in overabundance, in the overflow? Well, that's all. It's your girl, your friend, TK Divine, Tahiri Divine. You can find me, the student and the teacher, on all my social sites. I look forward to talking with you all again. Much love. Peace.